Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day this is for you. Welcome, it's me, Wingish Nibe, Majeki Kwe, Sweetgrass Water Medicine Woman, your friendly free-ass medicine woman. So Christianna Carr and Christy Carr, superstar. All this beautiful divine being right here. Welcome, you do beautiful divine beings right here too. Yep, I had a shower. I washed my hair. I smell better. Yeah, for a little while anyways. I'm going to work up a sweat today. Got to balance out these energies and swing it. So watch, there's going to be another dance party coming up. I'm going to play it through my eclectic mix. Therapy Thursdays. I need some music and movement therapy. Because, you know, bodies were made to move. Yeah, they were. Rest and rejuvenate, and then move some more. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be moving and grooving today, right? And letting those energies come in and balance. Because that's how we get out of our way. Well, let's dance it, get out of our own way, and let comes in. Right? What will be, will be. Nothing we can do about it. Are we going to sit here and wallow, or are we going to get in touch inside and live, right? We've been so focused on surviving. How about we live? Live. Our brains are built just for survival. Our spirits are made to live. And we see animals. We can learn lots from them. They even have more respect for the territories than others. They don't go try and conquer a place just for their own glory. We can learn a lot from the animals. There's no need for humility with them. They just go, you know. The sheep doesn't try to be a wolf. The wolf does pretend to be a sheep. I don't know. What's that saying to you? I don't know. Lots of stuff going through my head. It's time for us all to be doing some reflecting here. What have we bought into? What beliefs are really our own? Right? I just watched this documentary yesterday, right? And we have an ability to respond to that. Do we? Or have we just adopted some beliefs that they came from us when they weren't? They were kind of put in there and imposed upon us? Or just slowly that dripping that we just accepted it and internalized it? Came from us. What's that loyalty? Right? What is that? So yeah, I was watching. Who's heard of Noam Chomsky? I guess he's very controversial, but actually listening. When you really listen deeper, you're not triggered by certain comments. But if you actually listen, right, and not try and think you know what he's saying, but actually listen to what's being said, because a lot of us, we're not really listening to what's being said. We're listening to develop our thoughts on what we think is being said underneath the words that are being used. We're always looking for that fine print or what's between the lines. And sometimes there's not. There's some that it's just straight, here it is, right? But maybe that's the way you work. Are you working for that? Is that a projection? I don't know. What is that? Okay, let's just get some clarity. We're balancing our energies. This is something we all need to do. Take responsibility in our own lives, especially as adults. Nobody's fault but our own. And to see, are we projecting because we're deflecting, because we don't want to take responsibility, right? To wake up. So yeah, so the documentary I watched was Manufactured Consent. And of course it's contributed to him, but he actually got that term from another book that he had read or whatever. Anyways, but if you look, and I was fortunate enough in school to learn about the subliminal messages and stuff like that and how people use that to sell things. And you know what? We can't blame them. If it works, that's why they keep doing it, because we keep falling for it, thinking that we need this stuff outside of ourselves. Letting things outside of ourselves dictate what it should be, what our lives should be, what would make us happy. Instead of tapping into inside, right? We don't tap into inside to see what makes us happy. We're going, okay, what's going to make me happy? Well, it's outside. I've got to look this way. I've got to look that way. I've got to be accepted by everybody. We have to do things to be accepted. Love is conditional, but it's not. No, let's sort this out. Let's some help sorting this out. Calling in all of our energies. From the east, the path of illumination and clarity, place of fire, place of man. Calling back all of our energies from the south, it's the waters, the emotions, place of childhood, place of innocence. And call back all of our energies from the west, that's the earth, the physical, the woman, place of introspection. And we call back all of our energies from the north, that's our wisdom years, the air, the mental. We walk the red road. Our earth walk goes from south, where our roots, we're hopefully sinking in deep roots into solid foundations, and we're not building on pebbles, you know. Hopefully we have fertile ground that our roots are being sunk into. But that's, you know, and we're totally dependent on these other systems here as we're in our childhood and growing up to those wisdom years and learning how to be self-sufficient. But are we, right? We learn that ability to respond. We don't just react. As we get up into those wisdom years, hopefully we are learning how to respond and not just react, not letting our emotions run the show. Now we can temper those emotions with those thoughts and reflections. Maybe, I don't know. Blue road of spirit goes east to west, just like the sun, and it's always with us. That's the fire and the passion in the east, right? And the passion can lead us to a purpose. If we follow that it's not for people pleasing. It's for that passion to promote that positivity. I don't know. I want to rhyme and pull all the P's. Beep, 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 beep. Right, east to west, and we see those cycles of movement. That's how we create it, because we cannot change and shift what we do not acknowledge, which we do not accept. We do not change and shift which we deny. So we must catch on to our own cycles. And that's how we create the movement. Do we want to be caught in cycles or creating that movement? I don't know. What is that up to you? What is that for you? Above, below, and within. Lots going on. I'm using my voice lots, but hey, it's because I'm sitting here bored by myself, really. Actually, I'm never bored by myself. Oh, but it is the truth. Well, never say never. Feeling bored, I know how to turn it around, right? Be putting on some music. We're going to do the dance party. Who's going to join me? Who's going to join me? Joining in, dancing it off, and celebrating, right? Joining the eagles and the flyers with that joy, tapping into that joy, letting spirit flow through. Joyfully, free your mind to fly. Right? Let that music stimulate us, bring up what we need to know. Look at that. These just the warriors rest for success, right? We need to balance that out. Balance that out. I've been resting. Now it's time for dancing. Got to get my home in order. Just got to get to work. I got to start working. I got to rebuild an office again. Can't afford for my kids to even have their own rooms here. So I'm going to have to rent out a room. They'll have to share one when they come back. But of course, this is just a temporary thing right now. Who knows how it's going to be? I don't know. Be prepared. See all the options, so that way it's not going to be like a big surprise. Whatever that is. Okay. Reflecting. There's so many thoughts going around. What is the one to focus on? We all can focus on that will help us. It might be something different in each of our lives. It's the same kind of a lesson that might show up at a different situation or whatever that is for you. So we're all having much more time to sit with ourselves. Where are we? Are we avoiding that? Where's those thoughts to focus on? Creativity in us. That's for today. And just for today, What are we thinking today? Free-flowing thoughts from the original source. Connecting in. We're all from the same source. You know, we don't believe in the same God. If we look at those things, well, all those things, we stop looking at what we don't agree about and look at the things that we cannot deny. How can we deny that we're on this earth? We're all on this earth, right? We all have the same source of nourishment and food, right? We all need those same things from the earth, whether you're vegan or this or that, right? We all live off the same air, the same waters. It's finding that common ground. Let's reflect on what do we do? What do we do have in common? Something in us all, taking off all of our skin. We all have human bodies. Embracing the unknown. Ooh, what is that for you? There's something you've always wanted to do, but you didn't want to step out there. But something you feel guided. Something in your core is kind of saying, do this. Try that. It's calling you. You're feeling that call to action. You're feeling an inspiration, but you're holding yourself back. And what is that? What is it? We're reflecting on that. We're connecting to that source, embracing that unknown. Have you believed in that before or not? Have you surrendered to that, or do you think you need to maintain control? What if we just let go and let God? Have you ever tried that in your life, and how has that worked for you? Let's reflect on that. When are those times that you have let go and let God? And how did that work for you? Those times you just let go and let God. Have you ever just let go and let God? Let divine, let the universe, whatever that is for you. Whatever that is for you. So we're reflecting on that, tapping that, embracing that unknown inside of us, looking at those parts that we have kept hidden inside of us that we thought weren't accepted, because in that core is that life-giving, that spirit. What's that? What do we do with that? But what do we do with that? So what do we do with that? What's that action we can take on that today? What's that action? What do we do with that? We're part of this source. We're looking at that unknown. When we see those, what do we do? What do we do with those parts of ourselves we've denied, or have been denied, have been suppressed? Embracing that unknown. What if we let that parts of ourselves show? Would that be accepted? I don't know. What do we do? What do we do today with that? What do we do? What do we do when we are releasing all that we're not? 7, right? Releasing, giving away all that we're not. We're left with what we are, embracing the unknown. Releasing. See, this equals a 7, that equals a 7. It's time to release all that we're not, embrace all that we are. Embracing that we're all part of this. What would happen if we looked at each other as an extension of that divine? If we looked at each other the way God looks at us and sees us, completely unconditionally loving, knowing that each is accepted here. What if we release the need to separate ourselves? That's what we're doing. That's what needs to be done. Releasing that we're separate from each other. That we're so different that we have to kill each other. What is that for you? And protecting each other. Protecting our cultures, our heritages. Protecting protecting the sacred heart. Protecting our innocence, our children. Or is it releasing the need to protect them so much that we don't let them go out and explore themselves? So what are we doing? We need to be a generous protector of our energies, of our hearts, of our love, of our children, and releasing to God. Knowing we are protected, releasing to that generous protector that is there for us all, no exceptions. No exceptions. We're all God's favorites. No exceptions. Embracing the unknown of that. What if we lived like that? What if we lived that way? Releasing the need to feel like it's our job to protect and know that we are already fully protected. Right? Or are we protected for something that may never happen? What is that? What is that for you? What is this all saying to you, right? We're reflecting on how we're getting in touch with that source inside of us, embracing the unknown. And how would this be if we were like that, right? Releasing all that we're not. Releasing how we're protecting that little from even expressing itself, or protecting our gifts and talents. Afraid to put it out there because somebody might criticize it. I don't know. What is that for you? Release your gifts. Gifts are meant to be given. We don't protect them and keep them all. We need to give and flow. Right? I don't know. What's that for you when it's all coming together? In this. All coming together. This one must come. Because I want to leave that as a top card too. Two birds. We're bringing it all together into this, right? To make those changes. This is how we make our changes in our life, because there needs to be a change. Are we embracing that change? Are we clinging to those old ways? Those ways that didn't work? Those ways that were revolving around material? We need to change that. We took spirit right out of the equation and focused just on the material. But spirit is there. We have to go through these rites of passage. We have to see, we do. We have to kind of separate, just like that child, right? It's totally dependent on the parent. That child needs to separate from the parent to see that it's a being on its own and is quite capable of living on its own. Making that choice, right? We get up to those wisdom years and we see, hopefully we'll respect our parents, whether they were good parents or not. They brought us here, their life. They served their purpose to bring us, these beings, to this walk, right? Then we cross over to the blue road of spirit. But some think this is just as the end. So even if you're the one that believes once we die, that's it. This body is still going to go back to the earth and nourish the earth. Right? There's still generations after us. Whether you have children or not, you're still going to have effect on what you're leaving. So look at it that way. Whether you believe in reincarnation, whether you're religious, does not matter. Things change. Our bodies will die. Our bodies will go back to the earth. They'll nourish the earth. They'll be part of that life-death cycle that nourishes the new life that's growing there. So no matter what it is you believe, your body's going to go back to this earth. There's going to be generations after you. What are you leaving for them? Do you even consider that? Right, so we need to cleanse out. We're the only ones. We're the only ones. This is it. Right? So, right? What's that? Live Free, Die Hard. I don't know. I think that's the movie. Right, but we need to cleanse everything that we are not. We think we can be immortal or whatever. We're trying to cheat death. We're trying to control cycles. And we can't. Trying to control so things don't change. Things have to change. What you resist persists. Right? You can go kicking and screaming. Things are going to change anyway. The trees don't cling to those leaves as they go. And those leaves, as they fall, they become nourishment for the new growth. This is the way it goes. So this is what we are reflecting on today, that change, how we make those changes in our own lives, right? It begins within and ripples out. So that's what we're reflecting on. What is that change that needs to happen in your life? We all need to make that change. We all need to go within. What are those goals? And how have you gotten to those goals? Have you gotten out of your own way? Do you think it all depends on you? I have to do it. I have to make it happen. Right? What is that for you? We all need to take a look inside at that. and breathe. Reflect. Where does our life force come from? Did it come from our parents? No, right? Did our parents make up birth and all that? No. Does our mother build the baby herself in there? No. These things, these natural cycles and stuff, we're part of. If we see how we are part of that, all of us, no exceptions. How do you know? You're here, you're on this earth, you're walking this earth walk. I'm so glad to be walking this with you. So we're so important and so needed here, because as we release what we don't need. Well, that's got to go in a little more, I guess. I don't know where this went out. Oh, it was on there just nice now, wasn't it? Okay. Whoop. Ouch. So we're reflecting inside about what needs to release. That man, where does that life force come from, right? Our parents needed to make the choice. Maybe they didn't, but you know what? They did the actions. There's a consequence. You're here. Whatever that is, we're all that. Do we want to? Right. We're releasing all that we're not. We're looking inside. Where does that life force come from? Is it man that gives us life? No, in the old teachings, it's women are the life givers. Man is a life protector. We're needing all these energies, all of them, right? So we're reflecting in the original source, the great mystery, and we're embracing that unknown, all that's inside of us that we didn't know, right? That's where God hides our gifts, or source, creator, whatever you want to call it. It's all inside of us, all the answers, the DNA. Matches the universe is out there. It's a reflection inside, as above, so below, whatever. As without, so within. As within, so without. Whatever you want to call it, right? That source of us all, right? It's that journey of love. Journey that love to that self, to that source. Loving God, loving others, right? Seeing others as a source of love too. Right? Coming together in our male and female energies. Right? Dream, envision, wonder. We're dreaming about it, and then we're taking that action. Right? We're channeling that divine. The spirit is always with us, always got our back, so we're never alone. And we all embody these energies, the male and female energies within us. We're all of it. And that journey of love. Journey back to loving that source, then loving that self as part of that source, then releasing that others aren't, that you're any bit better or different, that they're not part of that source too. No, we all are. And protecting that, and all protecting that love, that sacred heart. How do we do that? But not preventing. We're protecting, not preventing anybody from living. Because protection isn't let's get all locked up and we still need to live our lives. This is how we thrive, by connection. Connection with each other, connection with our source. That's how we thrive. Ain't much mystery in that. But there could be, right? When we want to look for everything else, we want to say, oh no, it was all me. We want to have the answers. It was me. I saved that one. I'm the hero. I had all the answers. If it wasn't for me, we would never have survived. There's too many egos that want to take credit for that. So what are we releasing? What are we doing about that when we're reflecting and embracing that unknown? We're doing that journey to love. We're dreaming, envisioning where we're going to wander. I don't know. What is that for you? What is that for you? What are we releasing to that generous protector? One card. Well, I guess we're getting two. This one jumped right up. Didn't you see that? I didn't. I'll have to see that on the replay. That was weird. I don't think I've ever had something like that happen before. Okay, stay there. That's going to stay there. We're going to say, success, that warrior. We're releasing and we rest. Sometimes that's an action too, is resting. We're seeing the beauty in all the colors of the rainbow. That all colors belong here. Everything. We are one people. We're not one culture. We don't speak one language. But we are one people, one humanity. To Ruth, there's another 7 in that. Where did I see that 7? We're embracing that unknown. Treating everybody as part of you. Releasing that we are separate. Releasing that we are separate from our source or each other. We need to release that for sure. Okay, up here. Out. We are releasing, giving away that rest, and that we need to be the singular hero. No, spirit comes in with us. Spirit comes through. We speak our truth. Your art is your shield and power. So that's what we work on in that passion. We're not protecting that. We're giving it away. We don't protect our art. We need to give that away. Show others that they can do it too. But we've been guarding our hearts and protecting our hearts. That's why we do heart hugs. We need to open up. It's not about disconnecting more. This is a time when we need to connect more. Well, those in power might know that. Those that are trying to protect their own selves and their own asses and their own riches, they don't want us to come together. Look through history. How many times has it been separate where you cannot practice your religious thing because they don't want you coming together in groups? No, because then we might discover some things that were fed to us as truth, but that we're not. Don't know. What is that for you? What does that say to you? Your art is your shield and your power. So tapping into that, knowing who you are, what you are capable of, that's your power. And then somebody can't tell you that. No. Right? You're not that 3-year-old who thinks that their painting is crap because their dad was knee-high deep in crap and, had nothing to do with the painting, but they want to look at it now. But there are others that will try to break you down, make you feel like you don't have any gifts. Say they're trying to protect you. Don't put yourself out there. No. We want to protect you from rejection or whatever. But is that? No, that's for their own purposes. What is that saying to you? I don't know. It's the action we're taking, though. We're jumping on our chariots and going because we know, here we go. Like, how much can this be put out there? Earth is eternally fertile. Has so many self-sustaining systems. Earth doesn't need us human beings to survive. Earth has been here millions of years before we were even a twinkle in Creator's eyes. I don't know. But this is what we must always remember, and cleansing and releasing that scarcity, that there is not enough to go around. We all need to cleanse that in ourselves. There is enough to go around. There's enough, more than enough for everybody. The earth is eternally fertile, and those who want to control you, want you to think that it's limited, want us fighting over it all. But if we can see beyond those illusions, and we can see how that journey to love, loving ourselves, journey to the love of that source of all. Right? This is what we're doing. We're journeying to that. Excuse me. I want this up here. Journeying to that love of that source, to that which has brought us life, to that which brings us a life here on earth. Ow. I'm hurting myself because I'm getting too fussy. And we're almost done right here, right? That's how we appreciate the days gone by. We learn from those, and there's the dolphins in there too, right? We appreciate those days gone by. We don't live like that anymore. How has that been working? We have not been working in a sustainable way because we have been taking from limited resources. When we take from other human beings, those other limited resources, the earth is eternally fertile. Everything replenishes itself. We need to work within those systems and release that we're in control of that all and be that peace maker, right? Interfacing the world. We're seeing, okay? When we go from lack, that's when we start fighting over it all. But there is enough. We're fully, wholly, divinely supported. So appreciate those days gone by when maybe there was a lack. And why was there a lack? Because some were hoarding it all for themselves. So it's time for those ones that have been hoarding to start sharing and spreading that around. Whatever that is. We're tapping into our gifts. We're giving them. We're reaching those goals. Because we all have this goal for a peaceful world. And we can all do that. It begins within. Peace begins with you. And it's already there. It's always been. Love you. Big heart hugs ever. Thank you for being you and shining your light through in everything you do. Right? This world needs you. So shine fully, holy, and true. Be you like only you can. Thank you. So go in and then put it all out there, my friends. Put it all out there, my friends. This is beautiful. Beautiful. There we are. There you go. Got reflections. Okay. What's that all say to you? What's it all say to you? Love you.